Welcome to Wordsmith with us on YABS TV, and a special thank you to the Rosé Foundation for its support. My name is Ginger Mullen, and I am a storyteller. I read and I listen to folk tales from different people in different places, and then I learn to tell those stories to listeners like you. A folk tale is a well-known story, an old story, that's been told by many, many people. And today I'm going to tell a story about a food many of us love to eat, pancakes. And there are actions in this story, so please join along if you wish. And after the story, I'm going to share with you an activity you can do at home so that you too can become a storyteller. Once upon a time, there was an old wee woman who was very hungry. So she took some eggs and milk, some flour, some salt, some oil, some vanilla, and she mixed it together in a big bowl. And she poured that batter into a nice hot frying pan, and she made one pancake only. One great big pancake. But before she could eat that pancake, it flipped onto its edge. It rolled out of the pan, up onto the windowsill, down onto the ground, and it rolled away. And that old wee woman said, "Stop, great big pancake, I want to eat you." And the pancake said, "No." And it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled until it met an animal. Now this animal had long ears and strong legs and liked to hop. It was Hoppity Hare, and she was very hungry. And she said, "Stop, great big pancake, I want to eat you." And the pancake said, "No, I rolled away from an old wee woman, and I can roll away from you too." And it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled until it met another animal. Now this animal had sharp teeth and pointy ears and liked to howl. It was Wily Wolf. And she was very hungry. And she said, "Stop, great big pancake, I want to eat you." And the pancake said, "No, I rolled away from an old wee woman. I rolled away from Hoppity Hare, and I can roll away from you too." And it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled until it met another animal. Now this animal had hard hooves and horns and was very good at climbing. It was Grumpy Goat. And Grumpy Goat was very hungry. And she said, "Stop, great big pancake, I want to eat you." And the pancake said, "No, I rolled away from an old wee woman. I rolled away from Hoppity Hare. I rolled away from Wily Wolf. And I can roll away from you too." And it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled until it met another animal. Now this animal had a pink curly tail and a snout and liked to roll in the mud. It was Playful Pig. And she was very hungry. And she said, "Stop, great big pancake, I want to eat you." And the pancake said, "No, I rolled away from an old wee woman. I rolled away from Hoppity Hare. I rolled away from Wily Wolf. I rolled away from Grumpy Goat, and I can roll away from you too." And it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled, and it rolled until it met a human, a person. a charming child, a little girl holding an empty basket. And this little girl was very hungry. And she said, "Stop, Great Big Pancake. I want to eat you." And the pancake said, "No! I rolled away from an old wee woman. I rolled away from Hoppity Hare. I rolled away from Wily Wolf. I rolled away from Grumpy Goat. I rolled away from Playful Pig, and I can roll away from you too." And it rolled and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled until it heard the little girl crying. "I'm so sad," she said, "and I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten all day, and that pancake looked so delicious." And she kept crying. The pancake stopped, and it turned around. And it rolled and it rolled and it rolled and it rolled until it found the little girl, and it jumped into her basket so she could take it home and eat it for dinner. After all, pancakes are meant to be eaten and enjoyed. Snip, snap, snout is tales told out. That story comes from a country called Germany. And does it remind you of a story you may have heard before? If you're from Canada or the United States, you might have heard a story called The Gingerbread Man. In that story, a cookie runs away from several animals and is eventually eaten by a fox. If you live in Scotland, you might know the story of the wee bannock, about a piece of fry bread that runs away. You see, storytellers often retell the tales that they hear, setting them in their own communities, so that stories are the same, but they're also different. And now it's your turn to be a storyteller, telling this story using your own family as the characters. Here's how. First, ask a grown-up in your family about their favorite food to eat. Second, choose the characters. Who will make the food? Which animals will chase the food? And importantly, who will eat the food at the end of the story? This could be you. And third, tell the story. Find a grown-up to tell the story to, and then tell it again. Tell it 3 times, and notice how it changes and gets better each time you tell it. When you've done these 3 steps, tell us about your story in the comments below. Or email Young Alberta Book Society. The information is at the bottom of the screen. On July 28th, I will be giving shout-outs, and I will be responding to your questions and your story ideas in a follow-up video. Thanks for tuning in to Yabs TV, and thanks again to Young Alberta Book Society and the Rosé Foundation.